warm welcome. This is the news on NTA International. My name is Justin Bemunyi. We're live streaming on Vision TV 247 and on other social media platforms on your screen. My sign language interpreter is Olayinka Anna. First, let's look at the headlines. African climate justice advocates stages Do Not Gas Africa. Protests at COP28 in Dubai as Italy supports Africa climate action with €5 million. Court sentences two Boko Haram terrorists to various terms of imprisonment over their involvement in terrorism in Northeast. Plus, Libya briefs ambassadors of ECOWAS member states on progress in anti-money laundering mechanism. A group of African climate justice advocates attending the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change in Dubai is championing a Do Not Gas Africa protest. The group is demanding that big emitters be made to pay for their actions. Charles Alpha reports.
End fossil fuel. Do not gas Africa. Make polluters pay. Fund loss and damage. Keep 1.5 degrees Celsius alive were messages on placards this group of African climate protesters wants leaders to hear aloud as they marched inside the Expo City Center, venue of COP28.
Un grave danger avec les énergies fossiles. Fossil free now! Fossil free now!
We're here to say, don't gas Africa. Yeah. We're here to say we care about our continent. We care about our children. We care about our people. And if you do not care about our people, please do not come.
They were not the only group aggrieved with actions of the G7 and G20 countries who they believe have brought the world under a climate siege. A group of persons referred to as the indigenous people feels the leaders are putting the future of children yet unborn in danger if they fail to act now.
We are here to make sure that the rest of the world sees that they see what's actually happening here. It's not some climate agreement that's actually going to help anything. It's them making oil deals. It's them selling our earth.
Several commitments from world leaders have been made to fight climate impact, but these groups feel bold steps need to be taken to preserve humanity, nature, and livelihood. From Dubai, Charles Alpha, NTA News.
Nigeria has already taken steps on mainstreaming its nationally determined contributions into its budget and national planning policy. Now, this is to ensure that adequate budgetary provision is made for climate mitigations. And Charles Alpha again reports.
Nationally determined contributions is one of the commitments countries made at COP15 in Paris. It shows how countries will contribute their quota to mitigating climate impact. COP28 has rated low these contributions by countries and is considering a new nationally determined contributions at COP29 to speed up action for maximum results. Nigeria has been rated far above other African countries in this regard. And what the Federal Ministry of Budget and Economic Planning is doing at COP28 is to fine-tune steps towards attracting funding.
There's a whole lot of industrial change that is required, technology, and the adaptation measures are huge and a lot of funding are required.
We feel that this conversation, the advocacy, and this side event will definitely go a long way in mobilizing resources and even encouraging resource mobilization for climate mitigation and adaptation.
The takeaway is that players will have to play key roles in the implementation of climate actions and commitments to positively impact growth and development through effective planning and budgeting. From Dubai, Charles Alpha, NTA News.
A report just reaching us now says that President Tinubu returns to Abuja after participation at Dubai 2023 COP28. And now moving on, Italy has made a new commitment of 5 million euros to Africa's sustainable energy future through the Sustainable Energy Fund for Africa, SIFA Special Fund. And Francis Adojo reports.
The Italian Deputy Minister of Environment and Energy Security, Vania Gava, announced the new contribution during a side event at the 2023 United Nations Climate Change Conference, COP28 in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. The Italian Deputy Minister says the new contribution of 5 million euros to the Sustainable Energy Fund for Africa, SIFA Special Fund, strengthens the attention that the Italian government devotes to Africa, a geographical region of priority importance for the country's energy and climate policies. She added that the commitment underscores Italy's continued dedication to fostering sustainable energy development in Africa. It is focusing on the need for private sector investments to expedite the sustainable transformation of Africa's electricity sectors. It also highlighted the critical role of technical assistance programs in achieving these goals. Francis Udojo, NTA News.
Now, 8 dynamic African young women-led businesses emerged as winners of the 2023 Youth Adapt Challenge. Each business will receive grant funding of up to $100,000, and this came to the fore at the COP28 meeting in Dubai. And Francis Udojo again has the details.
The 8 dynamic African women-led businesses will also receive a comprehensive mentorship and coaching as part of 12-month accelerator program. Since its launch in 2021, the Youth Adapt initiative has provided more than $5 million to 35 young entrepreneurs from 19 African nations. Jointly organized by the African Development Bank Group and the Global Center on Adaptation, supported by the Africa Climate Change Fund, Youth Adapt is an annual competition for young entrepreneurs leading micro, small and medium-sized enterprises in Africa with innovative climate change adaptation solutions.
The young people, they are not the future of Africa. Everybody keeps saying everything good is always going to be in the future. No, we have to discount that to the present. Sheer numbers that we have is actually an asset for us. 477 million young people that are between the ages of 15 and also 25. And that means that we have to harness their ideas, their creativity, their entrepreneurship, their desire and their zeal to make a better life for themselves, but also to make a better life for their own future and also for the continent.
This year's focus is female-owned enterprises pioneering fourth industrial revolution, 4IR technologies such as artificial intelligence, big data analytics, virtual reality, robotics, Internet of Things, quantum computing, additive manufacturing, blockchain, and fifth-generation wireless for climate adaptation. The winning ventures, led by women from across Africa, focus on sectors affected by climate change, agriculture, energy efficiency, disaster risk management, water resources, and biodiversity conservation. Francis Udojo, NTA News.
And now let's move to Dakar, where the Intergovernmental Action Group Against Money Laundering in West Africa, GIABA, says it will continue to collaborate with countries within and outside the sub-region to fight corruption. The Director General of GIABA, Edwin Harris, reaffirmed the group's anti-graft stance at the annual information session for ambassadors of member states and technical and financial partners in Dakar, Senegal. Delia Tumbi now tells us more.
Available statistics have shown that illicit financial activities are responsible for the slow pace of development in Africa and some parts of the world. Money laundering and terrorism financing are issues that have attracted global attention. As one of the ways of combating financial crimes in West Africa, the heads of government in the sub-region established GIABA. The Intergovernmental Action Group Against Money Laundering in West Africa is an arm of ECOWAS that specializes in strengthening the capacity of member states towards the prevention and control of money laundering and terrorist financing in the sub-region. This annual information section for ambassadors of member states, financial and technical partners is an opportunity for GIABA to present its scorecard for the previous year.
GIABA also built capacity and enhance competent authorities and other critical agencies involved in the implementation of anti-money laundering laws and policy through training, mentorship, provision of equipment, etc. Other efforts include public awareness and sensitization on the ills of money laundering and terrorist financing.
Our countries must share in the vision and mission to prevent criminally minded individuals from exploiting our economies. To perpetrate their heinous crime, we must ensure that money laundering and terrorist financing and all predicate offenses are adequately criminalized, and efforts are put in place to strengthen these efforts.
The occasion also witnessed the launch of GIABA's new website. From Dakar, the capital of Senegal, Dele Atumbi, NTA News.
Now, gender issues should not be seen as women issues, but development issues. The UN Women Representative to Nigerian ECOWAS, Beatrice Ayong, who said this in Abuja, stressed the need to escalate action for women's empowerment to end violence against women and girls. Basi Taikman reports.
It was a parley by the UN Women with Nigerian journalists to rub minds on how well to report gender issues as the world marks another 16 days of activism. The UN Women representative acknowledged that there could be no meaningful development if gender issues are not properly handled.
The question then is, has the media done enough to change the negative gender perception of the public? Have we done enough to pressure the government into adopting gender-responsive policies? How do we enhance judicial action to fast-track a prosecution of gender-based violence offenders?
We are strategically placed and understand the critical role we have to play in ensuring that violence in all its forms and magnitude are reduced to the barest minimum, if not entirely obliterated from the society.
Gender equality speakers noted seeks respect for all human beings and also intends to remove inequalities which block certain people from making appreciable progress.
Increased number of women who are elected to position, women who are appointed, because those who have been appointed and elected have distinguished themselves. So why are more women not being represented?
We have also seen women all over the world that have functioned in more intelligent ways than men. So why do you want to say to me that I should discriminate a woman?
Discussions focused on challenges and opportunities in advancing gender equality and ending violence against women. Basi Taikman, NTA News.
Now, United Kingdom says it has trained over 32,000 Ukrainian soldiers under the platform of Operation Interflex between June 2022 till date. And this was revealed during the Ukrainian volunteer soldiers training tour by international journalists in southern England. Oyemi Ajayi has details.
These are Ukrainian soldier trainees on the British facility. They are from different walks of life, but the war in their country has brought about a twist to their fate. They are now civilian-turned soldiers. Over 3,000 of them are spread around 5 military facilities in the United Kingdom to be trained under the Operation Interflex on basic military training, live firing, battlefield first aid, operational law, counter-explosive ordnance, field craft, tactics, as well as leadership skills to enable them continue retraining other intending soldiers back home in Ukraine.
So how easy has it been to take somebody from civilian to soldier? The determination of the Ukrainians is, I've already mentioned it, it's humbling, and that helps because they are committed to this. So They are making it easier for us to do that.
We've given them our tactics, we've given them some skill sets that we've got that they've not necessarily learned or been shown before, and they can take that back to Ukraine and train their soldiers now to a slightly higher level than what they already are, which would give them that survivability and give them that lethality. Been conscripted to come and fight, but they want to be here because they're fighting for that freedom, they're fighting for Ukraine's freedom.
That training begins with very basic things such as how to handle a weapon, how to patrol and move in a tactical formation, and it progresses right through to operating in the urban environment, and then the conduct of what we call live fire practices. So shooting those weapons with live ammunition and moving in teams. So learning how to shoot, move and communicate together.
Operation Interflex is a British operation alongside 10 other nations to train Ukrainians on ground war operations for 5 weeks on principles and skills of survivability, lethality and offensive spirit. From southern England, Oyeyemi Ajayi, NTA News.
This is the news on NTA International. We take a break now. The news continues in a moment. Just stay with us. Now, having recorded success stories in the implementation of Child Rights Act across the states, Nigeria is set to present its report to the United Nations. And this was the focus of a meeting by the committee held in Abuja. Momso Damien Data reports.
Members of the National Child Rights Act Implementation Committee, drawn from diverse ministries, departments and agencies.
It's the 7th quarterly meeting of the NCRIC. The meeting is focusing on the periodic reports. We will also look at the 2024-2025 work plan. We want to establish a database, make input to ensure that there is a smooth flow.
That convention on the rights of the child obligates Nigerian government at the federal, state and local government level to put legislative measures, policy measures, administrative measures, institutional measures, budgetary measures, and other actual measures that will enable the government of Nigeria at all levels of governance to promote and protect the rights of the child.
And UNICEF is delighted to be supporting the government of Nigeria to initiate this process of submitting the country report to show the progress that Nigeria has made as a country with respect to the implementation of child rights standard. A lot of progress has been made, but we need to tell the world this progress that Nigeria has made.
Mobile court will be implemented all over the federation, and the Governors Forum has accepted that. So Nigerians should be able to speak out. Once you speak out, justice would be administered at the right time and at the right place because the mobile courts will be available.
Momso Damien Dati, NTA News.
Orthopedic surgeons across Nigeria gathered in Abuja to brainstorm on ways to better deliver quality joint replacement services to the populace, as well as review their activities in the past year. Their convergence was also to find best techniques for the training of upcoming orthopedics. Meanwhile, 6 indigent Nigerians were selected in Abuja for free knee replacement surgeries as part of activities of the 46th Scientific Conference of the Nigerian Orthopedic Association.
I want to use this opportunity to assure Nigerians that the quality of materials that are being used for a joint replacement is the same that will have been used even if you go to the UK or you go to Germany or anywhere. It is the same companies that are supplying these prostheses over there that are also giving us these prostheses. Nigerians will ask, why is it that doing joint replacement is expensive? Yes, it is expensive anywhere in the world because we do not manufacture these materials.
Allowing them free use of our theater, and also once the patients have been operated on, they will also receive post-surgical care. So we feel it's our own contribution to making a difference.
Presentations at the conference will focus on musculoskeletal tumors, which are primary growths that arise from the bone and soft tissues of the body and limbs. National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control (NAFDAC) enforcement team has raided some pharmacies in the FCT, impounding products with market value of over 40 million naira. Haman Jabani reports that while some of the products are not registered by the agency, others are not authorized for sale by pharmacies except government.
What is the superintendent pharmacist? His name. Why is he? Not by his name. He went out.
The raid commenced with a visit to Masker Pharmacy and Store Warehouse at Wuse 2, then its pharmacy at Lokogoma and Dede Market, where the NAFDAC team discovered a lot of products that are neither registered nor manufactured for the Nigerian market. Deputy Director Investigation and Enforcement Andrew Tamanua, who led the team, says the raid was made possible as a result of intelligence reports from sister agencies. Hence, interagency collaboration will go a long way in the fight against fake and substandard products in the country.
As you can see from this dihydrocodeine that we got, it's written can cause addiction because it contains opioid. That is why it is a controlled drug. It's not everybody that is allowed to handle it. As a pharmacist, you are supposed to abide by the rules and regulation of the handling of Schedule 1 narcotics. We have this product. This is not the one that NAFDAC registered. And if you go to the market now, the price value of this particular product is about 7,000 naira. Yet, we have the counterfeit version of it. So you can imagine what will happen if somebody has ulcer and he's taking the one that is not the one that is registered by the agency.
The operation, which lasted 6 hours, saw sealing off of the warehouse and the arrest of 2 employees of Masker as well as street hawkers. The managers of the 2 pharmacies declined talking to the media. Haman Jabani, NTA News.
Women and girls are more vulnerable to certain forms of malnutrition, and this affects economic, social development and the country. Basi Taikbang reports a forum on the National Guideline on Women and Girls Empowerment for Optimum Nutrition organized by the Ministry of Health, Women Affairs and Societies Scaling Up Nutrition in Nigeria.
With an estimated 1 billion women globally experiencing at least one form of malnutrition issue, the National Guideline will serve as a compass for interventions and actions to foster a comprehensive approach to address women and girls' nutrition issues in Nigeria.
The reason for the guide is to create synergy across sectors on interventions as regards women and girls' nutrition. Most of the documents we have in country already captured, interventions and issues on maternal nutrition, maternal and child nutrition. But you find gaps, across sectors.
So this also falls within our purview to make sure that there is an all-inclusion, especially financial inclusion of both women, men, and everybody, especially at the grassroots level.
Participants stress the need for optimum funding for nutrition. Basi Taikbang, NTA News.
Now, 2 members of the Boko Haram terrorist organization have been sentenced to various terms of imprisonment over their involvement in terrorism in the northeast. Olabode Arewa reports that the Federal High Court Abuja also handed down imprisonment for 2 of their collaborators.
The prosecution of the convicts followed allegations as suspected Boko Haram members. The 5 suspects were arraigned by the Federal Ministry of Justice before Justice Binta Muritala Yako. 20-year-old Abacha Mustafa was arraigned on 4 counts of belonging to Boko Haram and participating in their activities. Pleading guilty to only one of the charges, he was sentenced to 10 years imprisonment, while young Musa Manu, who was convicted of knowingly receiving terrorism training used to unleash terror on villages and military troops, he was also sentenced to 10 years and 5 years imprisonment to run concurrently. Malam Ali Shetima of Baga in Borno State, who also got on the wrong arm of the law, received a 10-year correctional sentence for providing logistic support to terrorists. On the other hand, reprieve came the way of Abacha Mustafa's father, Bukar Mohammed, as he was sentenced to 4 years imprisonment for providing material support to his Boko Haram son. His sentence commenced from June 2016 when he was arrested by army troops. In arraigning them, the prosecution had told the court that the charges were in violation of Section 13 of the Terrorism Prevention Act 2013. Olaboderewa, NTA News.
President Bola Tinubu has sympathized with the families of victims, the people and government of Kaduna State over the drone misfire in a village at Tudun Biri in Igabi local government area of the state. In a statement issued by a special advisor to the President, Media and Publicity, Ajuri Ngelali, President Tinubu described the incident as very unfortunate, disturbing and painful, expressing indignation and grief over the tragic loss of Nigerian lives. The President directed a thorough and full-fledged investigation into the incident and called for calm while the authorities look diligently into the mishap. The President also directed swift and comprehensive medical attention for surviving victims while praying for the repose of the souls of the deceased. Now let's have a check on the weather prospect for Wednesday, Nigeria and other world cities. That ends the news on NTA International. Thank you so much for being a part of it. My name is Justin Bemwi, and Anna Olainka has been the sign language interpreter, and we say bye for now.